Hi, and welcome to ReallyLearnGuitar.com, and I'd like to thank you for joining us for Jeff's Tip of the Week. This week's tip is octaves. Octaves are a measurement of notes. It's the distance from one note to another, and first we're going to get the shapes down off the board and get an understanding of what an octave really is, and then we'll see them on the guitar and find their uses. Alright, here we have the key of C. And if you travel through the key of C, you eventually arrive back at a C. So you get C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It's alphabetical, starting from C and starting over at C again. And this can go on and on and on, however large your instrument is. So, if you count the distance from C to C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you arrive at an 8 count. And another name for 8 is oct, like octagon and so forth. In the case of this, we have an octave. Alright, so now that we know what an octave is, let's take a look at what the shapes look like on the guitar, which is right here. So the first octave shape, and there's more than these, but these are the common shapes. We have a 5th fret on the 6th string and a 7th fret on the 4th string. So you'll see there's a string in between these. We'll talk about how to deal with that in one second. So we move on to the next one. This is a 4th or a 5th string octave with the 5th fret on the 5th string and the 7th fret on the 3rd string. You'll see it's the same as the first one, just it's moved up a string. The next one is the 4th string octave, once again at the 5th fret, but you'll notice that the 7th fret has now moved to the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And last but not least, we move to the octave on the 3rd string, which is a 5 on the 3rd string and an 8 on the 1st string. So you see there's actually only 2. There's the 2 for the 5th and 6th string, and the 2 for the 4th and 3rd string. So get those under your fingers, and we'll look at them in just one second. Alright, now that you've got the shapes together, let's look at how they apply to the guitar. When you put your fingers on there, I like to use my first finger and my pinky. You can do it with your first finger and third finger. However, when you come to the 4th string one, where you have to go to the 8th fret, you'd be wise to use your pinky for the larger stretch. So, I'm going to start on the 6th string, so I get the 5th fret on the 6th string and the 7th fret on the 4th string. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean my first finger over and touch the 5th string in between the two strings, and what you should get is a thud sound. That way you can just pluck straight through it and get both notes. It's also important with your pick to be sure you push through the strings so that you don't, or rather so that you do get both strings to sound. A lot of people who do octaves for their first time get this. Well, that's only one note, that's not an octave, so be sure you get them both. Then simply what you do is to move your fingers up a string. So I've gone from the 6th string and the 4th string to the 5th string and the 3rd string. Same concept. And I'm leaning over to thud out the string in between. And then I move up another set of strings, but this time my pinky moves up 1 fret. So I'm going to be like so. And then the shape remains the same as I move up to the 3rd and 1st string. Okay, so there you have your octave shapes across the guitar. Now, a couple reasons this is useful. First reason is, if, for instance, this note is an A, well then this note must also be an A. So I know now that I have an A here and an A here. Now, if I relate that to another shape, if I put my first finger on the 4th string that I knew was an A, and I hold the appropriate octave shape for that string grouping, then I arrive at an A and an A again. What happens over time in practice is your guitar will start to reveal itself to you, and you'll be able to see the notes in kind of like a ladder effect. So right now I'm holding all 3 octaves. Okay, so that's one very useful thing to learn octaves for. And the second one is you can also use these in songs. A lot of rock musicians will use them, like if somebody's playing. They'll use, if there's 2 guitar players, the other guitar player might choose to go. Okay, jazz players use these a lot. Wes Montgomery actually popularized these shapes for his solo style. Okay, and he did his by brushing his thumb through the string, and it kind of gives you more of the jazzy quality. Okay, so take a little time and study octaves. They're a useful tool and a lot of fun. Have a good time, and I will see you later.